What is poppin', fam? Spanik here, the coach of the New York Rangers, and I am back from the dead. I know it's been a while since I uploaded. I took a bit of a break after WPL, after our WPL season ended at the hands of Pesky Skitty in the playoffs. Yeah, I took a bit of a break after I uploaded that because I really had nothing to upload outside of WPL. So we are back for another season of the WPL, and we ended last season on a bit of a low note, obviously losing to Pesky Skitty in the playoffs. A game that I kind of walked in expecting to lose because we actually played Pesky Skitty in the last week of the season too and actually won that game. So it was kind of not in our favor to begin with, because as I always feel in rematches, the advantage goes to the guy who lost, because the guy who won doesn't really. I mean, you should have multiple plans sets against your opponent as well, just in case you do face off again. But I always feel like the guy who lost has an advantage in the rematch, because he's gonna look at, see what went wrong and make adjustments. Much easier than the guy who won. Anyway, let's put that behind us. It's a new season. Let's get back to the playoffs and hopefully bring home a championship for the WPL. So we actually ended up with the 7th pick in the draft. Was it 7th or 8th? I don't remember, but I knew we were somewhere in the middle. I think it was 7th. So yeah, I was looking to get I was hoping Tapu Lele would end up falling to me, but unfortunately it didn't. I kind of didn't expect it to fall to me. Of course, it would have been nice if it did. I had Tapu Lele in UTL Season 7, and we ended up winning finals with that thing. So, obviously I wanted to use it again, but it obviously didn't make it to me. I was debating also Mega Mawile, but I have that in another league I'm in called the World Trainer Federation, WTF, and I have it in UTL Season 8. So, I already have Mega Mawile in 2 leagues, so didn't really want to use that. So, I decided to, this mon ended up falling to me, and I decided to, take a stab at this mon, and that mon is Mega Latios. It's a mon I've wanted to use for a while. I've seen it have a ton of success in league format, and really just wanted to use it. 160 special attack hits really, really hard. 160, 130 attack. It's nice too with 110 speed make. It does get Dragon Dance if I remember correctly. This is the one that gets Dragon Dance. Yes, Latios is the one that gets Dragon Dance. So it could run Dragon Dance through attacks. Set gets Earthquake. I believe it gets Steel Wing too. Yeah, to hit fairies. That even though you can hit fairies, its own headbutt too, but of course you don't want to miss. Even though Steel Wing can miss, but Steel Wing will hit them super effective. So that's really it on Latios. It's a hard-hitting setup. It hits hard. Could set up. Definitely worth the first overall. Definitely worth the first round pick. And nickname for Mega Latios is going to be the Thanos Copter. Mega Latios is always the Thanos Copter. Alright, so that's Mega Latios. Am I actually recording right now? I am. Okay, good. Just checking to see if I was recording. I am, so we're good there. And, okay, yeah. So, had to wait a while for my second pick, and I really wanted Weavile. Because Weavile Weavile Latios is a good pairing. Is a good pairing in its own right, because Latios, they both counteract their types nicely. Of course, Weavile resists Ice, Latios resists Fighting. And Weavile resists Dark as well. But unfortunately, Weavile was sniped by Jake in the Miami Mimikyus, and he actually ended up getting Mega Latias. So we had a similar mindset there, with Weavile definitely being on our radars. So instead, I decided to just grab a Steel type right away. And so, you know what? I should probably work on getting maybe a good Steel type to pair at Latios to take hits, right? I needed a knockoff switching definitely with this thing, or some sort of dark switching. Steel doesn't resist dark, but we got ourselves a Steel type that is going to be able to punish dark types fairly well, and that is Ferrothorn. Yeah, maybe a little early round 2 for Ferrothorn, but I really didn't know what I kind of wanted. The Ferrothorn gives us our first stealth rocker on the team. Iron Barbs really punishes physical attackers that wanna click like knockoff and crunch on Latios. And its two weaknesses, being fighting and fire, are resisted by Latios, so it will be able to pair very, very nicely with the Mega Latios at hand. And even though Grass Steel doesn't resist Ice, doesn't resist Dark, which are two of Mega Latios' big weaknesses, but it does resist Dragon. So it's not like the types are completely... It's not like the types are completely... They don't resist each other. They do share some resistances, but this is a very good pairing, especially since I could spam this thing could just spam Gyro Ball sometimes. Could even get up spikes, get up stealth rocks. Our first stealth rocker on the team, like I said before. Very, very bulky. 94 attack is pretty good. And Ferrothorn is going to be named. Actually, don't have a nickname off the bat for Ferrothorn yet. I'll think of one. I don't have a nickname off the top of my head for Ferrothorn yet. So there's two Mons on the team that I don't have a nickname for. So yeah, so we got ourselves Ferrothorn and Mega Latios here. Two very good Mons that pair at each other. So yeah, round 3 comes around, and I figure I'm definitely gonna need something to punish Dark types, because this knockoff spam really threatens me right now. Like, it's Latios and Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn, of course, could punish with Iron Barbs, but Latios doesn't appreciate the Dark hits. So I figured I need a good fighting type, and my Tier 1 slot was still open. I didn't know what I wanted in Tier 1 at the time. So I decided to maybe splurge a bit and take Terrakion early. Like, yeah, maybe a little early for Terrakion, but it does fit in well with this team. But 2/3 of the way to a Psychic Dark Fighting core. And big thing about Terrakion is the Justified ability. Justified ability allows it to switch into Dark types, take knockoff, and get a +1 attack boost. So it's able to punish Dark types that could threaten Latios fairly well. And also Latios is a good edge quick answer, which Terrakion appreciates. I like the synergy here between Terrakion, Ferrothorn, and Mega Latios, especially since they both counteract the type resistances fairly well. And Terrakion is a great mon to punish Dark types, especially since this is going to be one of my Z-mons. In WPL, if you don't remember from last season, the Z rule in WPL is 2 offense and 1 Z all. Terrakion is going to be only Z offense, because I really don't see a reason to have a Z all. Like, I guess Z Sandstorm could be a thing, but you're really better off running like the double dance set. So yeah, I really don't see a reason to Z all Terrakion, so it's just going to be Z offense. And Terrakion's going to be nicknamed Derpinator, after my boy Derpinator, who got 22 kills with it in UTL season, I think it was 6. It was either 6 or, I think it was 6, either 6 or 5, I don't remember, I think it was 6. So, gonna name it after him. And yeah, so Terrakion's really nice here. Terrakion's really nice here. Resists Dark types, punishes Dark types that Latios doesn't appreciate. Could even punish, yeah. So that's really on Terrakion. Just really hard hitting, is set up fairly easily with what I'm also drafting. And now next pick, I have 2 Mons weak to Fairy and 1 resist. I really wanted another Fairy resist and also a ground type. And I really was hoping for a Nido to fall to me. And sure enough, we got the superior Nido and Nido Queen. I don't know why it's holding in a Guava Berry. Let me just get rid of that. Yeah, this gives me a second rocker, so Ferrothorn doesn't have to run rocks every week. It also gets Toxic Spikes, which is something I really, really want to use. It's able to chip down teams, so stuff like Terrakion and Mega Latios could eventually clean up later on. It's a poison type, so it does resist Fairy, and I don't really care about the ground weakness because I have Latios and Ferrothorn, both of which can switch in on Earthquakes fairly easily. And I do like Nido Queen over Nido King, because even though Nido... I don't know why this is coming up. These are probably my most used moves on this thing. I always prefer Nido Queen over Nido King, because they both hit extremely hard with the sheer force ability. But Nido Queen has better bulk, and I prefer that better with a Nido. Be able to come in on hits, be a Fairy resist. Both have excellent move pools. There's really not much else Nido Queen does. rather than really just hit stuff hard and set up toxic spikes. And Nidoqueen is going to be named Destra's waifu. Shout out to Destra90 of UTL, who was in UTL for 3 seasons, and all 3 seasons he drafted Nidoqueen. So that is why Nidoqueen is going to be named Destra's waifu. Okay, so that is Nidoqueen. And I figure, and no draft could be complete without your friendly neighborhood fast electric type. So enter Thundurus Therian. I wanted Zero Aura. I wanted to try Zero Aura, and I was hoping that would fall to me after Terrakion, but unfortunately, in between Terrakion and Nidoqueen, I was going to actually take Zero Aura over Nidoqueen, but Zero Aura was sniped, so I decided to go with Nidoqueen, I think it was sniped by Pokemaster Mike, actually. So I decided to go with Nidoqueen a round earlier than I expected, and Thundurus Therian ended up falling to me the next round, so I decided to pick that bad boy up now. And this gives you another setup option from the special side this time, because as you can see, we have Terrakion for hard-hitting physical setup mon. Latios could go from either way, but its setup is more used on the physical side because it also boosts speed. Yeah, it gets Calm Mind and has 160 special attack, but you're not really going to use Latios as a special sweeper. You're going to use it more as a special wall breaker. Thundurus Therian gives me a special sweeper. Yeah, it's a double mon that really benefits off double dance like Terrakion, but it could also run a scarf set. Like, it's kind of like a special Terrakion in a way, because they both hit hard from their designated attack. Like Thundurus more from the special side, Terrakion more from the physical. They both could agility and nasty plot. Well, Terrakion swords dance, this nasty plot. And really good special move pool here. Gets coverage in grass type, dark, fighting. There's actually will be another Zmon, but this is also going to be my Z offense only. This is also going to be Z offense only. And we have our first method of hazard removal on the team with Defog. Actually, no, we don't, because Latios also gets Defog, but this also gets Defog. So we have 2 Defoggers so far on the team. Well, you're not really going to run Defog on a Thundy anyway. Also, this does give me electric immunity, so we have a second electric immunity on the team. Although electric spam really doesn't threaten me that much, because we have Nidoqueen that's immune as well, and Latios and Ferrothorn resist. So either way, this is going to be nicknamed. Actually, I don't have a Thundy nickname yet. I could go with the generic Thor, but I could go with the generic Thor. Or you know what? We're gonna name this thing Cindergad. Shout out to Noah Cindergad, because his nickname is Thor. He's a pitcher for the New York Mets, and his nickname is Thor. So we're gonna name Thundy T Cindergad. Alright, so we have ourselves a nice budding offensive core here, but what I kind of need is something defensive, like a bulky water could be good. And my team is looking a bit hazard stacky, so we have 3 rockers, we have a mon that uses toxic spikes, and we have Ferrothorn that can use spikes, stealth rocks, the whole 9 yards. So definitely we're going to want something that could force defogs, so therefore, like, if someone has to get rid of hazards, if they set up hazards, to get rid of them as well. And I could use a bulky water, so I decided to go with Jellicent. Gives me a water immunity, which really is beneficial, especially since I have Terrakion and Nidoqueen, both weak to water. This gives me a fire resist as well, which really helps out Ferrothorn. And really just Jellicent synergizes as well. It's part Ghost, so it could Spin Block, which is really why I drafted Jellicent as a bulky water. I was looking at other bulky waters such as Lantern, but I was looking at Lantern. I was even looking at Empoleon for a while, but I wanted Jellicent because it could Spin Block. So that's really why I selected Jellicent's bulky water, because it can Spin Block, and of course it's going to be nicknamed after the Commissioner League, my boy OP Jellicent, or Sohan. Shouts to him. And yeah, it's really on Jellicent, bulky water and Spin Blocker. Kind of fits the team well type-wise. So that is our first half of our draft, and now let us move on to the second half. So I figured next pick I really wanted a fire type, so I go with Incineroar. So I went with Incineroar. And this actually completes my Psychic Dark Fighting core and my Fire Water Grass core. I think my Fairy Steel Dragon gets completed later on. Alright, yeah, so we have Incineroar here. I actually wanted Darmanitan because it could really help with speed tiers, but that was unfortunately sniped. But I don't remember who, though. I don't remember who sniped it. I think it was B Buono, but I could be wrong. Anyway, yeah, we got sniped out Darmanitan, so I went with Incineroar. Mainly because this thing was a solid backup to it, especially since it gets Fire Dark, completes 2 of my cores. Intimidate is really nice. U-Turn's a good pivot as well. Hits hard, has 115 attack. 80 special attack, but it does get Nasty Plot, so I could run a special set if I really wanted to. And Incineroar is going to be nicknamed Ric Flair. But then named after the Nature Boy, Ric Flair the wrestler. But it's good, but his last name is going to be spelled differently, you'll see. Ric Flair. Like flare, like a fire flare. Surprised no one has named their Incineroar as that. Like, I've seen Incineroar, I've seen King after Tekken 7 fighter, but never seen Ric Flair, and that's really, really interesting to me. Okay, so next up, I still had space for a tier 2, and I still had enough free points for a tier 2, and this mon was still around, so enter Starmie. Starmie is a very, very good mon here. Yeah, I dupe Waters and dupe Psychics, but it's fine. I mean, I have Terrakion that can punish Darks, and Incineroar's a resist, so I really not worried about being weak to Dark types, and Starmie helps me out because it's a spinner. And I had the points to afford it, so I figured why not just splurge, get Starmie, and finish out with 3 tier 5s, because there's 3 tier 5s that really fit the molds of what I wanted. And Starmie's just here for spin and special wall breaking, pretty much. Yeah, that's really it on Starmie. And it thinks it'd be 5-7 West, because that's my boy 5-7 West. UTL coach who really drafts Starmie pretty much all the time. I really just wanted this thing more for rapid spin and being a good offensive presence. And speed too, it is decently fast. But yeah, just really a good offensive presence and rapid spin. Anyway, now because we splurged on tier 2 and drafted Starmie, I had to take 3 tier 5s to round out my draft. And I'm really surprised this mon was tier 5. I know I actually advocated for this to be tier 4 in tier discussions in WPL, and people call me crazy, but I'm going to show them why this season, you'll see why. I decided to get Togetic as a fairy. This completes my Fairy Steel Dragon Core with Ferrothorn and Megalodios, and Togetic has really a useful ability in Serene Grace, gets Fire Blast, Ancient Power, has decent bulk options. Yeah, 55 HP kind of sucks, but 85 105 Spadef with the Violite is really, really nice. I think it even gets Nasty Plot, so I could... Yeah, it gets 80 special attack, it does get Nasty Plot. So we can run like Nasty Plot sets. It's another defogging option, although I'm really not going to use it as a defogging option. Probably my main source of hazard removal are going to be Latios and Starmie, but it is an option there. I could slap defog on this thing. And really it's just a solid mon with a Violite. Very solid fairy type. I don't mind duping Flyings with Thunder, especially since Thundy isn't weak to electric. And I have tons of electric checks between Thundy, Nidoqueen, Ferrothorn, Lottie. I have a ton of electric answers. Ice answers as well. Jellicent, Starmie, Incineroar, both great ice resists. All great ice resists. So I'm not too concerned about duping flying types. Really, the only thing that sucks is the rocks weakness, but whatever, I'll deal. I actually have another mon coming up that's weak to rocks. It's the next one up. And Togetech's going to be nicknamed JR Canada, because my nickname for Togekiss is J Canada, so I don't know why, it's just a nickname. I've had it ever since I started Draft League. I've been nicknamed my Togekiss as that, and Togetech will be JR Canada because it's Junior, because it's Togekiss Junior. Alright, so we're almost done here. I know I hate doing draft analyses, I really, really, really do, because I don't know really what to explain. Like, I don't know the point. Like, I just do it to just go over my team and basically how it synergizes. See what I do. Okay, so next one is Glaceon. This gives me another ice resist, and it gives you a cleric. A nice value cleric for the team, which I kind of wanted. I know I think Togetech does get Heal Bell, but this also gets Heal Bell, gives me Wish support. And it actually gets Aurora Veil. So if I could set up Hail with this thing, and I could set up Aurora Veil, that could make a lot of that could really turn some heads. And also one thing about Glaceon, it's actually going to be my all Zmon, because it does get Z Heal Bell, which could heal up all the way, and I could just use offensive Z's to nuke everything. I kind of just did this. I kind of just put this as my all Z just so I could have Z moves on it. I really didn't want my all Z on Thundy or Terrakion. Really didn't see the point. There's really nothing good on my team that could do all Z. So I decided to slap it on this because then maybe I run Z Heal Bell 1 week. And Glaceon is going to be named G-Blaze. It was I was typing it out in the draft and I made a typo of G-Blaze and I thought it was funny. So I'm going to nickname it I'm going to nickname it G-Blaze. Okay, so last mod, it's kind of a meme, but it's whatever. It's last mod's gonna be Perugly, and big reason I drafted Perugly is its 3 useful abilities: Thick Fat, Own Tempo, and Defiant. Although Own Tempo is really not that useful, but Defiant and Thick Fat really are. Thick Fat makes this thing resist ice and fire, which is very nice, and Defiant's really nice to punish webs. Like if someone wants to set up webs, this punishes that. With 112 speed, really. It's 112 speed, it's fast too. Attacks 82, but at +2, it is going to do some damage. It's U-turn, it's another pivot. And Perugly is just going to be named Garfield. Because it's a fat cat. Yeah, that's really the team. That is the team for WPL season number, I think it's 8, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm aware this team actually looks a lot like the guy I lost to in playoffs, Pesky Skitty's team. He too had Megaladios, Ferrothorn, and Thunderous T. He even had Perugly on that team too. Yeah, it does look a lot like his team. That's kind of why I drafted Perugly, just to keep the meme. He drafted Perugly as a meme, so I decided to keep that meme. Anyway, that is the team, and I think week 1 we actually faced the defending champ himself, Dom Milano, and the New Jersey Nagana Devils. So hopefully we could take the title belt, in other words. So anyway, Spanic out, and I will see you guys for week 1. Peace!